Hello everyone, welcome back from my wardrobe. We're doing something crazy and I'm very excited about it. I am embarking on a no-buy wardrobe edition for 365 days, aka a whole year. Now, this video really is kind of like the explanation, the why behind everything, the rules, and I kind of wanted to give you an overview of like what we're starting with and the general plan for this. So get a cup of tea, it's gonna be a very chatty video. I'm super excited for this. Let's get cozy. Let's start with the why. Okay, I think a lot of people are gonna be like, why are we doing this, Harry? It's fair to say when I told my sister, she was like, don't do it. And a lot of my friends were like, Harry, life's too short, why do this? So why do it indeed? It's to test a theory I have about my wardrobe. So in the world of capsule wardrobes, forever wardrobes, these are terms that get thrown around a lot. I genuinely believe I've got to a place where my wardrobe is incredibly hardworking. It is made up of, for the most part, high quality pieces that have already lasted a long time. And I just wanted to see, like, if I think I have a forever wardrobe, what would be a good test of that? So some people will say, don't buy anything for a month, don't buy anything for a certain amount of months. For me, it felt like a year was legitimately a good amount of time to test my theory out. Do I have a forever wardrobe? So that is the why behind all of this. So a lot of people have said, Harry, you're gonna save so much money. And yes, while that may well be a byproduct of this, it's actually not the point of the experiment. The point of the experiment is to test my wardrobe. Can I make multiple outfits that I feel incredible in? How is it gonna feel? Like, this is why I wanted to document the process, because I wanted to see the psychology that would come up for me in this as well. Like, what happens when I do get bored? What are the times where normally I would have just gone and purchased something where I actually have to work harder myself within making my wardrobe work harder for me? So I'm curious to see, will I be more creative with my makeup? And am I gonna be more creative with my styling? And I just think it's a really fun challenge. Maybe I won't think it's fun in 6 months, who knows? And I've already had a lot of people in my DMs be like, I don't think you'll be able to do it. Let's find out. Let's find out. That's the whole point of this. So I'm gonna break down the rules. There's only really two. The first rule is gifted items are allowed. Now hear me out. This was more so like if it gets to my birthday and I haven't brought anything for 6 months, which for some people may be very normal. For me, I really enjoy shopping. I consider myself somewhat of a conscious shopper, but again, I don't even know how we quantify that these days. But if it comes to a point where I'm like, Dave wants to buy me something nice for Christmas or my birthday, I'm not gonna stop him, okay? The second rule is I'm allowed to replace anything that is damaged or broken. So what I mean by this is obviously anything that can't be fixed or mended, say like a cobbler fixing shoes. Let's say I only have one white shirt in my wardrobe. If I spill coffee on that white shirt and the stain won't come out, I would be allowed to replace the damaged item. So that is the only real two rules I've made for myself. I've had to really think about how I can call myself out in order for this challenge to be authentic. And that's why I'm going to be documenting the process. So my plan is, and this could change, the rough plan is I have a purpose for TikTok now, everyone. Every day on TikTok, I will be sharing my outfit. So what I'm putting together each day from my forever wardrobe. I'm gonna use Instagram to kind of like share my styling hacks and tips, things a little bit more. I love the aesthetics of Instagram, I'm not gonna lie. And then I do wanna do some kind of like weekly newsletter, whether that's a Substack or an email list, where I can kind of share my findings, both in what I'm reaching for the most, how I'm putting things together in my wardrobe, and also what's happening on the psychology front. Like, again, even starting this, it was so interesting to be like, does this feel like a diet? Do I want one last binge? Like, where is my brain already looking to be like, quick, do one last quick shot before we start? And then YouTube, obviously YouTube, I want to be able to have kind of like at least a monthly video where we can have a good chat about it, show you some of my favorite outfits that I've been wearing and what I'm learning from this experiment. So in my first newsletter, I will be breaking down like what I did before starting this experiment and kind of what I found in the first week already, like the action steps I've taken to make this challenge as easy as possible in order for it to be successful. So I'll leave a link to that down in the description box. But the first thing I wanted to say when it comes to my existing wardrobe, for size reference, I'm about a UK size 14-16. I'm about 5'6". My shoe size, I would say it's usually like a kind of UK 7, we're around there. And I don't think, again, it's so subjective, isn't it, when it comes to talking about the size of your wardrobe, like in a way that's opinion based. I think I have an, what's the word I'm looking for? I have a good sized wardrobe. Like, it's not super small, it's not ridiculously large. I don't find myself throwing things away often or donating things often because I am very considered in my purchases now. That's not to say I don't buy the odd thing where I'm like, actually, that probably wasn't something I wore as much. So when it comes to my wardrobe, what are we starting with? Well, if I had to kind of do an overview of my wardrobe, I would say there's kind of three main categories that for me do a lot of the heavy lifting in my wardrobe, or at least we're going to test out this theory. The first one is jackets. I find I wear a lot of similar kind of base outfits, but for me, kind of jackets and outerwear are something that I can use to change up a look very quickly. Love a jacket, love a jacket, any kind of, and by that I even include kind of like oversized shirts, kind of any piece I can add on top. That is definitely something you will see behind me. Pretty much half my wardrobe is jackets because that's one of my go-to items. And the second thing is accessories. So yes, bags and shoes, I could kind of like be way more specific, but I even think like jewelry. I think jewelry is something you can use to elevate an outfit really quickly. And I do find like there are certain pieces I own where I put them on and I'm just like, oh, I feel done, I feel put together. This feels like a completely different outfit, even if it's not necessarily. So when it comes to my wardrobe, I wouldn't describe it as a capsule wardrobe. For me, I think of it, I like the term kind of forever wardrobe more, for the fact that capsule wardrobe to me always feels a little bit too limiting. Like, I don't want to look the same as everyone else. And when it comes to capsule wardrobe items, people will say like, have a white t-shirt, have a pair of jeans, but what if you don't like wearing jeans? Like, I think we have to come back to this idea of reclaiming personal style, and that's where I think a forever wardrobe concept is a little bit different and something I gravitate towards more. And don't worry, there is going to be lots of makeup videos still as well. For me, makeup is just as much a part of personal style as clothes are. So I really think there's going to be, like, what I'm excited about is to see, does it make me more creative with my makeup, especially now that I have to work with the pieces that are in my wardrobe without adding anything else in. So I'm super excited. I'm going to check my list to see if there's anything else that I wanted to mention. I think everything else in terms of like the first week, what I did to get ready for this experiment, I'm going to put in my newsletter. But yeah, again, my current predictions are I will get bored. Like, I will get bored, and I think shopping is something that I do enjoy rewarding myself with things, I'm not gonna lie, and I don't think that has to be a bad thing, not necessarily if you're not doing it all the time. And I'm very much in the camp of like, women shouldn't apologize for how they shop or what they spend their money on. Like, we get to spend our money on whatever we want. So that's one of the reasons I never kind of really do disclaimers for like, this was expensive or this was whatever. Like, if you find yourself getting mad at me for having expensive things, don't watch this channel. Like, I'll give you a heads up now. But again, for me, the whole point of a forever wardrobe is that the pieces I've spent a lot of money on should be working really hard within my wardrobe. I want to prove that I can make them work with so many different pieces, so many different outfits, and still feel like I look like me. So if you haven't seen my previous video, the anti-rules video, that kind of gives you a very basic summary of my approach to personal style and where I started. So I will link that somewhere up here. And yeah, I would love you to follow along this journey with me. Let me know if you're going to try it too. I've had a few people DM me and be like, do you know what? I'm going to give this a go, because I just think it's so interesting. If you think you've got to a place with your wardrobe where you're like, I'm pretty sure like I could live off of this for a year. And again, I'm going to take you through every single scenario I can think of, from events to packing to planning travel, like how I'm going to navigate this whole process. One app I will be using is the Index app. So I'm just going to show you a little bit. Let me see if I bring it closer. Hopefully it's going to. There we go. So the Index app, that is something I'm going to be working with to plan out my outfits, and it's also how I'm going to be tracking. So you can see I've already started planning out, kind of recording outfits, because that's the other thing I'm excited about, is I'm going to be able to have stats. At the end of this year, I'm going to see what genuinely did I wear the most? What did work the hardest in my wardrobe? I'll be able to see cost per wear. I'll be able to genuinely decide, like, and also like see what did I not wear. I think this is going to be the really exciting thing. Like there's going to be, I love data, so if you're into that, this will be for you. But again, as a creative person, I think it's nice sometimes when you have a limit of what you get to work with to utilize that creativity. So that is a nutshell of where we're going, what we're doing. I'm excited and nervous. I have all the feels. And yeah, like I said, I would love you to follow along with me. Let me know if you're up for the challenge. And my plan is to be honest with everything that comes up and everything I experience. If I slip up, I'm gonna let you know. But yeah, make sure you follow me on TikTok. That's where you're gonna be able to see my daily outfits I'm creating. I'm gonna link to the newsletter where I will be kind of like breaking down what I'm doing each week, and then we'll have kind of like the monthly check-in here as well. So I hope that was helpful and maybe inspired some of you. Again, would love to know, like, do you think you have a forever wardrobe? What do you think is kind of missing from your forever wardrobe? And will you be trying this challenge too? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.